Here's what happened in the qualifying races. Round 16 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of the Netherlands in Arnhem. Sasha Koenen, who arrived here 24 points down on Guillaume Ferrez, needed a good start. That's exactly what he got. Valerio Latta emerged second, Everts third. Everts, in the next couple of corners, would move into second. Ferrez was there in fourth position, just ahead of Yannis Racelis and Camden McClellan. Kai Carsmaker's in there around about sort of 6th or 7th, maybe 8th place. That was Everts finding his way through. And as we headed down the back straight, Ferrez and Latta and Racelis. Racelis emerged out of the turn there in third place. He then came under attack from the 99 of Ferrez. Ferrez ran him up the inside. He thought he'd made the pass stick. And he did when we went through the next chicane here, because Yannis Racelis made a slight mistake there. And again in the next turn, he lost positions to both the Triumphs in the space of about 100 metres. They went through third, fourth. Racelis was now back in fifth. There was a few mistakes, a few warning signs, and eventually Sasha Koenen folded the front. Everts almost ran into the back. Everts took over the lead. Koenen picked himself up in fifth place as the two Triumphs had their battle, and Ferrez somehow stayed up on two wheels. Ferrez going to third, McClellan getting promoted to second. Sasha Koenen found his way past Racelis as he moved up into fourth place. And this was how tight it was coming through the final couple of corners as Everts went on to take his first qualifying win in more than a year from McClellan, Ferrez, Sasha Koenen and Yannis Racelis. Langenfelder was sixth. In the MXGP qualifying race here in Arnhem, Kai de Wolf didn't get off to the best start, and it would get worse for him as well, as Herlings tipped through the first turn behind Adamo. Jonas went down, and de Wolf couldn't avoid him. Both those two had to fight from the back, but it was Adamo who led coming through the first corner. But by the time we got to turn 2, Herlings around the outside, and by the time we got to turn 3, the Bullet was in front, and no one saw which way he went after that. Third was Roman de Moosdijk, and then we had Glenn Koldenhoff in there in fourth position. Fevre trying to find his way past Fernandez. Eventually he made that move, and he made that move stick. This was all early on in the race, so he was charging, but Van der Moosdijk was latching on. He had third in the bag for a while, but then Koldenhoff came by. Geiser came by Fevre as well, as those two duked it out. They went after Van der Moosdijk, who was then quickly dispatched. Eventually Van der Moosdijk came home in 11th position. But this was an absolute frantic freight train of activity. De Wolf up the inside of Roman Fevre. That move put him into fifth place on lap 9 of 14. He then went after Geiser, scrubbed his way neatly past the Yamaha man as he moved into fourth a lap later. He then found his way onto the rear wheel of the Hoff as he moved into third. We thought maybe Adamo would be too far up the track, but Adamo had De Wolf here had other ideas. A mistake there from the Italian. De Wolf snatched that second place. Geiser went down towards the end of the race from 4th to 8th with 2 laps to go. De Wolf also had a moment actually in one of the corners, didn't lose any time, but it was one of those little warning signs. But for the 4th straight race and the 7th of the season, Herlings was victorious on a Saturday from De Wolf, Adamo, Koldenhoff and Fevre.
Jeffy Herlings, kom allemaal. Ralfie, ik heb genoten, jongen. Punten voor het wereldkampioenschap 2026. Rob, ik ben niet de gemakkelijkste.